Alright, constant triplets for number 1. Here we go. 61 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 20, 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and a 180, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 2, pausing after the down strokes for beat number 3. 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, 4, and a 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 180, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And number 3. 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4. 140, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. All right. I believe that covers it. So, but as far as the theory stuff goes, just remember, you got all the information you need to play those chords anywhere. So, the no inversion, also known as root position, you got your major chord, minor chord, diminished. It looks exactly the same starting on the A string. Major, minor, diminished. Major starting on the D string, so that does look a bit different. Major, minor, diminished. And then starting on the G string, major, minor, diminished. So you want to have those memorized, because if you know that, anywhere you start that stuff, you just got to take it like a stamp. Just put it where you need it. That's all you got to do. You just remember those. So technically, you got 1. It's the same major shape right there. It looks a little bit different there. So you got 3 major shapes to learn for the no inversion or root position. Minor, Well, if you can remember the major shape, you just take that third and flat it. Done. You just remember it's a flat third. Just drop that thing down. Flat that third. Flat that third. Ugh. Flat that third. And then, again, diminished. Diminished. It's got the flat third and the flat five. So if you forget what those are, you can either take the major, flat it, you know, flat the third, flat the five, or you can just take the minor and flat the five. Take the minor, flat the five. Take the minor, flat the five. Take the minor, flat the five. And then remembering the other stuff. Major. First inversion major. Alright. I'm going to share something that I hope is not going to be confusing. I'm a little worried I might say something to try helping, and it'll end up being confusing. I might as well say it anyway. Here we go. Alright. For the first inversion stuff, when it comes to the major and minor, the way I remember it, it's almost like the major starts with a minor, the minor starts with a major. What? This is what I'm talking about. So let's say you want to play, well, we'll take the C chord. We do a lot of stuff with the C chord. So you see this spacing right here, C to E, that's a major third distance. Second half of that chord, E to B. E to B are the first two notes of an E minor chord. That's a minor third distance. C to E, major third. E to B is a minor third. Your first inversion begins with a minor third. So you got your C note there, where you're going up to E. You start with the minor third, you end with that root note. That's E to G. E to G is a minor third. And then you end up with the root note up there. Well, so that's what I mean by, for the first inversion major, you start with a minor. You start with a minor third. So it's like opposite. And then for the major, or for a minor chord, let's take the A minor. A, C, E, A to C, minor third. C to E, as we just looked at, is a major third, right? Well, when you start a first inversion minor chord, we start with that major third. So there's your first inversion minor chord. A minor over C in this case. That's how that's one way to quickly think of it. I'm also used to playing these arpeggios here. We did a little bit of that before we went back and started getting more in depth. Can you remember that? Doing this stuff? A, C, E, A, C, E. If you play the octave, it would go like that. A, C, E, A, E, C. Well, that's the first inversion right there, minus that root note. You just play it like that. Same thing for the major. C, E, G, C. G, E, C, E, G, C. So you can just stack the notes up that way. Anyway, there's your major first inversion. Major first inversion again on the A string. There it is, starting on the D string. And here it is, starting on the G string. And again, you can just turn everything minor and diminished by thinking how this goes. So if you remember the major shape, then you're golden. because you just flat the third for the minor, and this one starts with the third. So you just take the major, flat the third, major, flat the third, major, flat the third, major, flat the third. And then to get to the diminished, we can start major, we flat the third, and then the 5. 5 is in the middle of this shape because it goes 3, 5, 1, right? Major, flat the third, flat the 5. And then major here, flat the third, flat the 5. Major, flat the third, flat the 5. The second interval is a little easier to remember because it ends with the major third distance. So it's basically like, take like your F major chord here. Those 3 notes right there, that's your second inversion. So very common shape. So there's your major, 5, 1, 3. Flat the third. You need to make it diminished. Flat the bottom note. There you go. Major, flat the third for the minor, flat the 5 for diminished. And then here, that kind of major shape, there's your 5, 1, 3. You need the minor, well, flat that top note. There's your 5, 1, flat 3 in your classic A minor shape. And if you need that diminished, the 5th is in the bass. Flat that. Which is part of this. The B diminished that you learned. Just those 3 strings. And then, once again, if we, the major looks like your D major shape. So you just move the D major shape up, get rid of the root note. 5, 1, 3. Need it minor? It looks like your D minor shape, just without the bass note or the root note anymore. Because that's it. 5, 1, flat 3. So major, flat the 3 for minor, flat the 5 for diminished. Hopefully all that makes sense. If not, I apologize. I was like, man, I hope that stuff helps you understand it more than confuses you. I understand it can be confusing. But, yeah, any questions, let me know. If you have a bunch of questions, watching that, write them down. Write them down. We'll go over everything. All right. Enough confusing you. I'll see you again next week.